Joining me now is Carlos Correa. And Carlos, first of all, how has it been so far in the major leagues? Does it still feel like a dream to you every time you come to the ballpark and you think, I'm going out there and I'm playing shortstop for the Astros?
Yeah, every single day is like a dream come true. You know, you never get used to it. You never take it for granted. You just go out there and have fun and play the game that you love, you know, at the biggest stage in baseball.
What was the player that you've met so far that's been the biggest deal for you? Was it Albert Pujols when you met him in Anaheim?
I met Pujols, I met Trout, and, you know, those two guys obviously, you know, great guys, but also great ball players as well. And, you know, I was thrilled to meet Pujols because when I was 6, 7 years old, I would watch him play. I would wear his number in the little leagues. That's back when he was with the Cardinals. So I'm like, damn, like I watched you play when I was 7 years old. So now being able to be here playing against you, you know, it's humbling and, you know, it's obviously a great experience.
Your swing at the plate, your batting stance, is there anybody that's kind of influenced that stance that you have? Did you pull that from anybody, or is that just something that came naturally?
I think it's just naturally my stance. That's how I've been hitting for my entire career. And, you know, obviously you make some adjustments and some tweaks and, you know, your swing path and your stride and all the stuff. But the stance, I think, has been the same the whole time.
What's the pitcher so far that has been the toughest for you to face?
Chris Sale, my debut. He was the toughest one I faced by far. We faced King Felix, but that day he was not at his best. But I bet he can be one on top of the list too. But we faced Chris Sale and when he was on, and you know, he's really good pitcher.
I want to ask you, you were roommates with Lance McCullers in the minor leagues. What was it like to room with Lance McCullers? Tell me about him. Was he a clean roommate, or what was he like?
Yeah, definitely a clean roommate. You know, great roommate, great guy, great friend. And you know, we came up together. You know, he got here a couple of weeks before I did, but we play every single season in the minor leagues together. And I was able to see his talent. He was able to watch me play, and you know, special talent, special guy, and you know, obviously a good teammate.
What's the relationship between you younger guys that have kind of come up together with Preston, and you talked about him and Vincent Velasquez as well? What kind of relationship do all of you guys have?
Well, I didn't play with Preston. I never played with him in the minor leagues. The first time I got to play with him was here. Obviously, he's a great player and great teammate as well. I play with Vince and Lance. I know him. I know them since I started playing pro ball. So we've been, you know, playing together. I know they're really good. I know they trust me by playing behind them. So we created a relationship where, you know, we go eat some nights and stuff like that, have dinner, and we're really good friends.
Just the other day I saw that you were at the Salvation Army and you were doing stuff for less fortunate. Tell me a little bit about what you think you would like to do. You talked a little bit about it, I think, the other day. What would you like to do as far as charitable work, and what sort of things do you want to set up for yourself?
Well, I want to be involved in as many things as I can, you know. I'm hosting a golf tournament in Puerto Rico in December for kids with cancer and all this stuff. And I want to be involved in a lot of that stuff, you know. I'm letting my agency take care of that, but I want to be involved as much as I can.
Why did it mean so much for you to be out with the Salvation Army and do that the other day?
Well, like I said, I come from Puerto Rico. I come from nothing, and you know, I never forget where I come from. And I have seen a lot of people with a lot of needs, and I felt like I needed to help. One
of the things I saw is when you came up a few months ago, you just started on Twitter. You just got on. What was the decision like to do that? Did you think that you wanted to do that at some point, and why did you decide to do that?
I just always said that I didn't want any distractions before getting to the big leagues. My goal was to get to the big leagues first, and then I'll open my social network accounts, because obviously you want the fans to know what you're doing and stuff like that, and to keep up with you. But my goal was first to get to the big leagues with no distractions, no Twitter, no social media stuff, just focus on my job. And, you know, when I got to the big leagues, then I made my Twitter and my Instagram.
What kind of a responsibility is that these days? You see a lot of guys that get in a little bit of trouble on Twitter. Are you worried about that? Do you think about that a lot?
Yeah, of course. Every time I tweet something, I read it 100 times before I send it and make sure it's not something that is going to burn me later on. So you just got to be smart about what you tweet and what you post. And, you know, everybody preach about that. So we get a lot of, you know, people talking to us about how we need to use the Twitter, the Instagram, and all this stuff. So we just gotta be smart about it.
What's the chemistry like between you and Jose? What are you guys working on as far as on the field, first of all, and then you can talk a little bit about off the field as well?
Well, I think the chemistry is as good as it can get. We have a great relationship in such a short amount of time. We're great friends. We go eat. We go we go out together. Obviously, we play shortstop and second base, so we're the ones turning double plays in the middle of the infield. And he's just a fun guy to be around. He's a great player, and I pick up a lot from his brain. He's AL batting champion, so I ask him a lot of questions, and he's always there for me.
You guys' approach at the plate is totally different, though. He's kind of a see the ball, hit the ball, and you seem to take a lot more pitches. Is there things that you can learn from him by watching him hit and how he prepares?
Well, we're two different hitters. He's a guy that is going to get on base and steal bases and all this stuff. I look more for, get my hits too, but hit for power as well. And, that's that. We have different approach, but hopefully they both work and we are able to help the Astros win games.
How do you approach hitting? Are you watching a lot of video every day? Do you what kind of preparations do you put into that, and what are you working on?
Yeah, I watch film every single day of starting pitchers and the relievers, and just kind of have an idea of what they throw, what their tendencies are, and be ready for the game. At the end of the day, you gotta get a good pitch to hit, have a good swing, and square the ball up.
With George out, did you feel like you needed to step up a little bit, and you feel like you're trying to be a little bit more of a leader on the field with George not out there on an everyday basis?
No, not at all. We had a great team. We had a lot of great players in this clubhouse, and there's no need for me to be the guy or step up. I'm only one of 25 guys in this team, and when we all do our job, we're gonna win games.
I know a lot of people were saying they wanted to see you in the AllStar Game. Were you surprised about that reaction just 1 month into your major league career?
Yeah, I was really surprised about that. Just the fact that they consider me and people was talking about it, it meant a lot to me. Only with 25 games in, by then, it meant a lot to me. So I just got to keep working hard and hopefully make many more All-Star games.
In Houston, J.J. Watt's become quite a big deal. Do you follow everything that's going on with him, and is he somebody that you can kind of look to as to how you want to develop that relationship with the fans and the community here?
Yeah, of course. J.J. Watt is is the guy here in Houston. He's obviously a great athlete, but he's a great person as well. When I got called up, he shoot me a text, and I was really thrilled by that. It's one of the best players in NFL texting you when you get called up to a big league and you're just a rookie and you haven't had one at bat at the big league level yet. So it really meant a lot, and obviously a great guy. Stay in touch with him, and hopefully we'll meet one day and we'll be able to do great things for the city of Houston.
I know baseball is big where you grew up. Is the NFL football? Did you follow that?
Yeah, I follow football. Since I got to the States, I'm from Puerto Rico, so nobody follows football there. But since I got drafted and came here, everybody watches football, so you gotta learn how to like it. And I learned how to like it, and now I watch it all the time.
That was Carlos Correa of Houston Astros. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Houston Sports Talk, and make sure to check out our show Tuesdays at 9 p.m. and Wednesdays at 8 a.m. on K-Breeze Sports 106.1 FM. You can download Houston Sports Talk on iTunes or with our brand new free Houston Sports Talk app for Android users.